Hello and welcome to the third video in my Great Guitar Build Off build. I'd just like to start by saying thanks very much to everybody who's been watching the videos. I never expected anybody to watch any of these videos, to be quite honest. I just thought maybe a handful of people would see them, some of my friends and family and stuff like that. But it looks like I've gotten quite a few views. I'd like to brag. There's like 1,500 views on one video, nearly 1,000 on another. So yeah. Three dislikes. I'm not going to lie, that hurts. 76 likes, 3 dislikes last video. You know, it's fine. You know, it's fine. I can 3 dislikes. I mean, it's you know, it's the way the world is now. You've got to just expect that sort of thing. You know, I don't like this. You know, that's the world, unfortunately. But you know, I'm not going to let it get me down. I'm over it. To be quite honest, it's I'm not going to dwell on it. It's it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. The build. How am I getting on with the build? I've now gotten to the point where I've got very nearly a guitar. You can see it's a very nice fit. So, how did I get to this point from the last video? How did I get from the last video to this? So I'm gonna show you now. If you want to watch, you know, if you don't like it, just switch off. You don't have to. You don't have to dislike the thing or anything. Just switch off or keep watching. I don't mind. Sorry, just to interrupt again. Look, just that last bit where I said I just didn't want. I don't want you to think that I'm dwelling on this, on the dislikes thing. I'm not. Totally fine. I'm not for everyone. I'm not for everyone. I realise that. So, it's fine. I'm above it. I'm above it. Quite frankly. So, anyway, sorry. Let's get back to the build. Just getting ready to radius the fretboard. So I'm just putting down some double-sided tape, which I know there is the super glue and masking tape trick, but this is just so much easier and simpler. It's much quicker and works just as well. I suppose it depends on what double-sided stuff you have. And I'm just setting up my radius sander. Very handy thing. Sorry to interrupt again. I just don't want you to think that I can't take criticism, you know, because I can take criticism. I'm used to it. You know, I'm thick-skinned. I've worked as a comedian for many years. You know, I've had my fair share of heckles. I've had people come onto the stage, try to wrestle the microphone away from me. During my Edinburgh show, one day, I had to hold the emergency door open for 5 minutes while a woman in an electric wheelchair manoeuvred her way out of my venue because she didn't like the show. So I'm used to it. I can take it, honestly. So anyway, sorry. Back to the build. I'm just putting on some 80 grit paper to sand it down. I'm just putting a 12-inch radius on this. It's not a compound radius or anything. It's not like, Christian, why isn't it a compound radius? You play in a Kings of Leon tribute band at the weekend. Leon spelt Lyon. You could have a piece of plywood with wire nailed to it and still be too sophisticated for you. So never mind about your compound radius. So it's a good way just to find out if the radius has been put in. Just put a light on it. And it just needs a few more strokes. I find that quite therapeutic, actually. I just pretend that I'm sanding the face of Jacob Rees-Mogg. And there's my radius. What I did have to do was, technically what I'll know in future to do is actually to put the frets in, the fret slots in after I radius. I had to go and re-establish them again. And I'm just putting a chamfer on the fret slots there. It's a good time to put in the fret markers. I'm not actually going to put any markers on the fretboard itself, just at the edge. And for this I'm using toothpicks, because why not? They're hardwood, and I think they're going to look quite nice. Actually, I tell a lie, I'm doing this voiceover afterwards. I know they look great. It's just better than plastic. And then just going to glue in the frets. Just put it into a syringe. It's very handy to have a syringe. And put some Type Bond into, and that fills up any cavities underneath. And then I put in my frets. Just using nickel frets. This time not using stainless steel. The last guitar I did was with stainless steel, and they were a pain in the hole. So I'm not using them again for a while. And just bring them over to my drill press and press them in with a coal. I know people say you shouldn't do this, you should use a proper arbor press, but I can't afford one, so piss off. I spent all my money on a radial arm drill. If I find out who it is, I will come to your house and I will hurt you in front of your family. I hate this bit. I always get hit. It's like that scene in Father Ted where he has to clip off the nails of Father Jack and you just get hit in the face. Absolutely hate this bit. Sorry just to interrupt again. No, I didn't mean that. That was uncharacteristic of me. It's not something I would ever do. Of course I would never go to anybody's house and hurt them in front of their family. It's a ridiculous idea. I'd abduct them and take them to someplace rural where their screams couldn't be heard. And then I'm just taking off the edges and putting of the frets. My Crimson Guitars fret file, and then give them a bit of a sand. This is a very useful trick. I need to put a 3-degree angle on the neck, or on the neck pocket. And so this is something I learned from Crimson Guitars, from Ben. I just got a piece of wood and made it to the depth that I need, which is basically the depth of the bridge minus the fretboard with the fret in. And then you just plane away the front of the guitar. God, that's noisy. And you plane in your 3 degrees. And then once you have your 3 degrees planed in, you can put your template on, and then whatever you route into the neck pocket will also be 3 degrees. I really need a better way of holding stuff down onto my workbench. Very satisfying doing that as well, working with a plane. Feel like a proper woodworker. There you see, 2.9. 2.9 is fine. I actually went at it a bit again after that and brought it to 3. So now I'm going to make a template for the neck pocket, and to do that I'm just going to double tape some straight edges that I made from some scrap wood. They're all the same depth. I just had my laser out there so that I could make sure that it was all lined up, that the neck was all lined up, which it was. This is a little bit unstable, so what I had to do was just glue those 2 pieces of the template together. Actually, I know they're just stuck onto the guitar. There isn't much meat underneath there to hold it, so I just got some super glue and just put it between the crack there, and it kept the 2 of them together, and it was fine. And then I take out my neck, and that should be a good fitting template. I'm just taking out some of the wood with a Forstner bit before I route it out. Just take out the majority of it basically. And then use my router to route in the neck pocket at 3 degrees. You can see the router follows the angle of the template. The other advantage to this is that when you put the neck in, you don't have it, it's the line of the neck matches the line of the neck pocket. Like that, you see, that's very satisfying when that happens. Very pleased with that. That's the first set neck type. That's the first sort of set neck that I've done, and I'm very pleased with that. And so I'm just getting out my my ruler, my straight edge, and see how much play I have. And I have quite a good bit of play actually, because I mean that bridge will come up slightly, but not a huge amount. But I can higher it. So that's it for this time. As you can see, this is where we've gotten. For the next episode, I think I may do the neck, put the neck profile on, or I might carve the top. Either way, I'm going to have to put some pickup cavities here, and I'm going to have to put I'm going to have to route my control cavities on the back as well. So there's a few things to do. I might put a veneer on the top, on the headstock. Maybe a Zebrano veneer. I think so. We'll see. Just wanted to give a little shout out as well to some of the other competitors who've been very, very helpful during the build. People like Mumbling Productions, Bonehead Guitars, Fourth Avenue Guitars. Fourth Avenue Guitars he's making a guitar out of copper. Fucking show off. Anyway, it looks very nice. Good on him. I'm really happy for him. He's probably going to win the fucking thing. But I can be happy for people. Yeah, bored with you now. Fuck off.